I wanted to do a quick video discussing box cutter custom shape and curvature and just plans going forward with it. So using a little bit of hard ops, we'll be able to set this up. So I'll press Q. Under add modifier, we'll use sphere cast, which is just kind of a custom modifier setup that just adds a subdivision and then a cast, just quickly turning an object into a sphere. I'll press Control V, and I have the pipe from yesterday on here. So if we plug this in here, I can tell you already what it's going to look like. However, we'll align the rotation and target. I'm just going to shrink wrap it on the surface, and we'll set it to surface center, or target be center, so that way when we put it on it, we can see what it looks like. So that's what it looks like if we were to plug it in, with the area being obscured, being the cut, of course. But for the sake of time, I'm just not even going to bother. So let's say we did want to actually get this to deform on here. You know, my thought process is how we would possibly automate, you know, the following. So first I'll press Q, and we'll use clean mesh to reduce this mesh to its cleanest state. And I'll snap my cursor here, and we will just put a plane, and we'll scale this plane in. And let's look at it from top view. I'm just adding loop cuts and adding more loop cuts. We'll press X and delete only faces, leaving just a grid. We'll shift select them both. Looking at it from top view, I'm just going to press spacebar for search and bring up knife project. And under knife project, I want to make sure cut through is on. This way, this object basically has received an equilateral amount of subdivisions. So if I were to try to get this to deform on this mesh, I would just take this, use this curve, and use curve deform. And you know, with the curve, I can press Control T and rotate the curve handles. I'll rotate it 90 negatively, and we'll even rotate it 90 negatively just to bring it back towards the front, and we'll scale it in. So using hard ops, we'll just set this up, and we'll use difference. And of course, this object looks terrible. We look at it, and this is because of smoothing. If I hit it with S sharpen, it'll make things look weird. So instead, we will just auto smooth and shade smooth, and this is our result. So this is almost there. However, we can only go so deep, and really I want those little ticks at the top here to be in there as well. So if I tap in edit mode, press / like 3 times, because of how Blender 2.8 is now, I can actually press 1, go to vertices, and we'll just drag this, press Alt Z to see through it, then B for box select, we'll just drag that up, tap out, get out of local mode, and now you see that we are able to cut this in there. So the question for me is, of course, how to automate this sort of stuff with box cutter. There's been various suggestions in the past that we've talked about. For example, with Blue Box, I do want a variant of it that's able to cut the grid, and I believe that if we do that, we can set it up to be put on a surface like this. However, alternatively, even as I work through it in this video, I'm thinking to myself, maybe we can come up with a spherical checkbox that basically will do a grid subdivision on the object. But the thing is that the grid can only be done via knife project, not via just simple subdivision. So it is truly a question of how to get it to be efficient and quick. But rest assured, that's something that I expect sometime in the future. You know, every idea always starts as a dream, and then next thing we know, we're in a video talking about it. So I hope that this video kind of gives a little bit of insight as to the conundrum of cutting into spherical shapes or curves, and you know, just providing a workflow and answer as far as how to get that done. You know, let's look at this thing in matcap view. I can already tell you, if I jump this up to C#, things will get catastrophic. In fact, if we look at the geometry on this, Not that way. If we look at the geometry on this, we can see that everywhere where there's an area just too close, like for example right here, C# would grab that immediately and the bevel modifier would begin having issues. Right here we have a line that's very close to the other line. Maybe scaling the insert just to bite that part out would help. But these are also things that I have to consider when it comes to workflows going forward, because fluidity and ease of use is also very important. However, when it comes to Blender, sometimes the tools of control can be a little limited. So we are optimistic for what 2.8 brings us in the future as far as enhancements. But with that, I will stop talking and wrap up this video, and I'll see you guys next time. In fact, that looks kind of cool. Let's go to my favorite shader, which is this toon shader. Love the toon shader. Anyways, guys, see you later.